Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I'm Margarita Muradova, a personal stylist and wardrobe consultant, originally from Kiev, Ukraine, but currently residing in Portugal. Therefore, you can totally see the presence and hear the presence of seagulls, construction noises, etc., etc. Hopefully that's okay with you, because I can do anything with that as well. And today's topic is actually an interesting one, because over the years of my practice with personal clients as a personal stylist, so it's over 10 years now at this point, I've been doing a lot of wardrobe analysis, and there's a lot of things that I talk about with that regard. But specific topic that's actually really interesting is investment pieces within someone's wardrobe. So something that's worth investing in. And of course, investment is not necessarily the term to use in terms of clothing, because if you're buying something, if you're using it, there's no guarantee it's going to look as good as new in terms of reselling it, and it's going to keep its value. So investing, let's think of investing in terms of you investing something into your clothing, and this specific clothing item giving back to you the dividends, not in terms of financial regard, but in terms of you wearing this clothing, you feeling the best in this clothing, and this specific clothing having a less of a cost per wear than it was having originally. For example, you're buying like a pair of shoes. The cost of that one would be, for example, $500, but then you keep wearing it year after year. So therefore, when the cost of this specific item was originally $500 and you wear it all the time, the cost per wear, so you divide the cost by the amount of times you're wearing it, is becoming less and less. Therefore, let's think about an investment terms in regard to the clothing as something that's giving back to you in terms of the amounts of time you can wear this clothing over and over again, and it becoming a staple in your wardrobe. So what I like to do with my clients in their closet most of the time, and what they usually prefer, is investing in specific items, but then buying something which does not necessarily have to be very high cost clothing item. For example, what we usually do is we go for a more costly items in terms of accessories, in terms of outerwear, in terms of shoes, jewelry, watches, etc. But then when it comes to the clothing itself, so like a dress, a knitwear piece, a sweatpant, a shirt, a t-shirt, this is usually bought within the medium kind of a budget, or even a mass market budget, or in a local boutique or a local brand, which is usually a lower price point than all the other prices. And sometimes local boutiques actually offer you a better quality but a lower price, so you could get an amazing t-shirt with the same price that Zara would sell it, but this specific t-shirt of a local brand is going to be a better one in terms of quality, etc., etc. So most of the time, the items I'm going to show you are the items, specific items within the category that I'm talking about, that are going to be cost effective, amazing cost per wear, that are going to give you and spark some joy within your closet, so Marie Kondo style, but also something that's going to serve you year after year, that's not going to go out of style. And some of these items are actually going to go up in price, therefore actually become a real investment in terms of financial regard, so you could actually resell this item of clothing and get your money back, and sometimes even more than you've invested initially. So let's just start. And the first item of clothing I'm going to talk about is something I'm wearing now, is a structured blazer. What I've discovered over my career as a personal stylist is that within the mass market budget, so like Zara, H&M, etc., it's not a usual thing to discover a good quality structured blazer. Most of the time, a good quality structured blazer costs more and looks better if it's a middle market or a luxury market. But one more tip I could give you to get a structured blazer is to go for a men's section in a secondhand or a vintage shop. And there you'll find the specifics that we're looking for. So a structured blazer, so the piece is holding its shape. If you're holding a blazer via the label, so by the label, If the item of clothing we're talking about, and specifically a blazer, is just dropping like a piece of fabric and it doesn't hold its shape, it's not necessarily something we're looking for in a blazer. So something we're looking for actually is a structured shoulder length and just a bit of a padding in the shoulder area, and a lengthy and airy kind of a sleeve, so something that's going to hold its shape, and a middle thickness or very thick material for the blazer for it to hold its shape properly. So most of the time you'll find this specific item in a middle market or a luxury market, or if you want to get a bargain, you can go into the vintage section or a secondhand shop to go to the men's section specifically, and there you will definitely find men's suits, and within those suits there's going to be an amazing structured blazer, so you don't necessarily have to invest a lot of money into that specific item of clothing, but rather look for a good quality thing and keep looking until you find it, as opposed to just going as a blazer category. And for example, going into Zara and looking for a blazer and there's like a whole department in there that says like blazers, and you just buy anything and everything that says blazer on the label, that does not necessarily ring true in terms of the item's quality. So stay and keep looking for the perfect blazer and invest not only your money but also your time into buying the perfect blazer or a couple of blazers, because then you'd be able to actually create a better looking outfit with a structured look to it because of the blazer itself. So the next investment piece is going to be in the bags department. So the first one that we're going to talk about is the Celine box. Not necessarily an especially Celine box, but its shape and a look. So what we're going for and we're looking for is a medium-sized, structured leather, preferably in terms of the fabric, bag with a shoulder strap, and not a chain shoulder strap, but actually the minimalistic kind of leather shoulder strap, which is going to give a more minimalistic look to the bag itself, but also complete your look more and not necessarily bring a lot of details into the look. Also, any kind of hardware would work, so gold or silver hardware actually, and a neutral color, which is also going to complement more outfits that you have within your wardrobe because of the neutrality of the look and of the vibe of the bag. So this is the first bag that I think is absolutely worth investing in, and specifically this kind of bag, so Celine box, is amazing. It's durable, it's wearable, it works with everything, anything, and almost each and every client of mine, and all of them actually have totally different personalities and therefore personality styles and characters. Almost all of them own at least one of these bags because they work so amazingly. So the next bag we'll talk about is a clutch, but a clutch that's specific to you and your style. So not necessarily something completely basic, but like in the basic scheme. And also, if you want me to do a video dedicated to basics and how to make them less basic but still workable within your closet, just do let me know in the comments below. So what we'll talk about specifically is a clutch that's going to work for you, your personality style and your closet, but it's going to also look kind of cool and timeless. So what we're going for is either something very basic in terms of shape and color, or something a bit more interesting but works for you in personality style and looks like a piece of art in a way. And another example I could give you, so there's two bags like these, and the first one is by an amazing Ukrainian brand called Bevza. It's a satiny clutch which actually is very, very durable and fits a lot, and it has this mermaid-like style. And the next one is a clutch that I think all of you know or might know. This is the Row clutch named Ascot. It's just amazing. It fits everything, even it doesn't look like it. It's very, very comparable and works with each and every outfit you can have. So for example, something very straightforward like a classic trouser suit, or something very evening-y like a cocktail dress, it would work with everything, and this one as well. So not necessarily something just too basic, but something that works for you. At least one clutch, invest in it for you to have it in your closet for each and every case possible within your lifestyle. So for example, you're invited to a wedding as a wedding guest, you're invited to a party, to a show, to a fashion show, whatever it is. A small clutch that fits everything is going to help you create each and every outfit and make it your own, but still it's worth investing because it's timeless, absolutely timeless, and just completely beautiful. It looks like a piece of art to me. This or this one. So something that all of these items have in common is you don't usually come by them or come across them in a mass market or by a lower price. So for example, you can definitely go and find some amazing knitwear within the mass market price, but not necessarily an amazing bag with all the details and the hardware and the work, etc., etc. So therefore, these pieces I'm talking about are exactly worth investing in because all of these pieces combined together can create amazing outfit with also some mass market items. So for example, you could be wearing like a basic t-shirt from H&M, a basic jean from Levi's, H&M, Zara, whatever, a basic knit, whatever. But then if you mix some investment pieces into the look, so for example, something we'll talk about right now, like a piece of shoe, like an item of the shoe department, and also a basic, but also an investment bag, the look is going to be more elevated, even though the core items, so like the jeans, the t-shirts, etc., are basically budget friendly. Therefore, you need to be very smart about what to invest into. Always try to take into account your lifestyle, your needs, your goals, your aesthetics. So not everything from this specific list is going to work for you, especially some of the crazier items I'll list just a bit later. So just make sure you filter out the things that you don't actually need in your lifestyle. If you don't have a lot of events, you don't necessarily need a clutch, or if you have a bigger of a pile of things to work or to carry with you, you don't necessarily need a medium-sized bag, you need a bigger size bag, so just make it work for you as well. So let's go into the shoe department. The things I suggest are worth investing in this department. The first thing is a simple but cute pair of sandal heels that would work for each and every outfit that you create. So these are specifically by the row, and these would work with a suit, with a skirt, with a dress, and it doesn't actually matter what the style of these pieces is because this is so simple. So these would work because of their minimalistic vibe. These would work with everything, and this is the thing we're looking for specifically. So something very workable for you and your lifestyle, and the heel that is comfortable for you. And a heel that's comfortable for me is basically like a 4-centimeter kitten heel, no more, no less. This is the best heel for me and for my lifestyle. And these are actually just simply amazing. So something with a couple of straps, no more details, very minimalistic, that would complete each and every outfit you create. And the next pair of shoes I'll talk about is a loafer. And this could come as a surprise to some of you, but actually a loafer is the best variation type of a shoe that's classic but also feminine, but works with like a suit, a blazer, a jean, a dress, a romantic tea dress, a very strict office leg dress, skirt, etc., etc. So basically just with everything. Go for the basic color, or at least something muted for it to work with everything in your closet and you're good to go. Go for a suede, or for someone who's not so, who's really messy in their shoes, and I'm that way as well, although I love suede. Go for the matte leather look, and go for something with a more pointed toe, not totally pointed toe, but more of a lengthy pointed toe for it to complete your outfit, but also to lengthen the silhouette, the things that you're wearing. So anything and everything that you wear with a pointed toe is going to look more elevated and elegant. And I'm talking about jeans, trousers, oversized trousers, even sweatpants actually. So loafers are just so amazing that I think they're totally worth investing in, and these are also by the row. And in terms of shoes, the last thing I'll talk about is a kind of a cowboy boot mixed with a Chelsea boot. So basically something minimalistic with a bit of a pointed toe, not high of a heel, and a block heel in that regard. Something that's stretchy enough so it could fit your leg, but also not actually just hug your ankle totally, to give it some air around it. And this kind of a height, so basically above or middle ankle, is the best way to go in terms of styling this with any kind of length of your jean, trousers, skirts and dresses. And a cowboy boot is actually specifically mixed with a Chelsea boot, is something worth investing in because it's so versatile in terms of styling. So this specific cowboy, western, country style is going to go with everything, like a romantic tea dress, a classic pair of trousers and a t-shirt and a blazer, a jeans and a t-shirt. So basically everything you can imagine. Also, again, with sweatpants. I love styling sweatpants with something unexpected, so like not a sneaker type of look. So these are amazing, and these are by Saint Laurent, and I actually recommend them a lot because this specific style is so comfy. You can walk in these 24/7 and not get any blisters, and they're just amazing from the get-go. So the next thing is a crazier one, which I've promised you already. So the first piece is this is just an example, an amazing vintage blazer by Chanel. This is from the 90s, I think, and it's this beautiful deep forest green color. So what we're talking about specifically in this category is crazier, more statement-y, but investment pieces that bring you joy and create a beautiful outfit and also work for you and also are kind of timeless. So you don't necessarily wear them with anything in your closet day in and day out, but rather keep them to bring you joy, to create a beautiful, unique outfit that creates a statement and also reflects your personality more. So this category is basically named personality statement items that are worth investing, because they'll be in your closet for like 20 years and still will create beautiful, amazing outfit that reflects your personality because there's some personality to them already. The color, the texture, the details, the hardware, etc. So you don't necessarily need to invest only in the basics, but also something that is that has more character to it, because this is also a piece of clothing that's going to basically create your style and make it more complete and also reflect your personality more. So I'd suggest to go into two categories. So I'd go into vintage items and buy something vintage, and these pieces specifically, so like a classic Chanel blazer, will definitely actually go up in price. So this is an actual real investment, because you buy this, for example, for $1,000 now, and next year it's going to be $1,200, and a couple of years after that it's going to be $2,000, etc., etc., because Chanel themselves are upping their price points. So therefore every vintage item is going up in price as well. The next two pieces are also investment items and are also more of a statement. So these two are actually my favorite Chanel bags, or some of the favorite Chanel bags that I own. And if you want me to do a specific dedicated my bag collection video, just let me know in the comments below. So these two are definitely on the crazier side. They're kind of blingy and also in your face with color and structure and everything and anything, but they're amazing. And as you can totally see, they bring me joy, and they spark this like inspiration to create an outfit around them. They are not necessarily, and of course they're not basics per se, but there's something that's going to be in my closet year after year and still will have the potential to create new outfits or complete new outfits. And it's also something that's basically very relevant to my personality, my style, and what I want to say with my clothing. So these two work amazingly for me, and those two are actually new items, so those are not vintage, but still they just create a beautiful, amazing statement in an outfit. So one of the last parts of this list is an accessory, and specifically a belt. I'd go for a statement belt, maybe like a red belt with gold hardware, or a basic belt, but actually just any belt that is workable within your style, but also is a quality item. You don't necessarily have to buy this one specifically in the luxury department, because there's some amazing pieces in the middle market, but also in the vintage section. So you don't necessarily actually have to pay a lot of money for all of the investment items, but rather look for something that is going to be an amazing quality and structure in shape, etc. So all of these, even though this is like a small piece of accessory, it actually completes an outfit amazingly. So once you wear a beautiful belt, even like with an outfit that consists of H&M jeans and H&M t-shirt and like Converses, this is just going to make an outfit so much better, bring more elegance, more completeness to the look, make it more unique and interesting and also kind of classy in a way. So always try to find some belts that work for you, and those could be more of a statement piece but also something more basic. So the next piece I'll talk about is jewelry, but specifically something that works for your style day in and day out. So for me, that would be a piece of jewelry such as a watch, because this one, and this one specifically, this is a Cartier Panthère, which is a favorite piece of watch ever created for me personally. This looks like a jewelry piece, so like a bracelet, but also works as a watch and works with everything I wear. So every item of clothing I own, it works with that, especially with something very evening-like, and even with like a cocktail dress or an evening dress, or even with like a black tie dress code actually. So find a piece of jewelry that works for you, because for some people, watches are totally unnecessary and some people just don't like them as a piece of jewelry, but also they don't use them as a timepiece per se. They just look at their phone for time purposes. But then a bracelet could work for you, or like a basic ring or earring would work for you, or like a necklace or a statement necklace would work for you. But this has to be, especially if this is a piece to invest into, this has to work more than one time in your closet. So not something you would just put once in your life and then keep in a box, but rather something workable within your closet. So for example, this Juste Clou by Cartier is a statement piece, but also is basic enough to work with a t-shirt, a crop top just like on me, a suit, a skirt suit, a jean and a t-shirt, a long sleeve, etc., etc. So basically it's statement, but it's also worth investing because it works day in and day out in my closet, and it works amazingly. And it also reflects my personality, and it's also really comfortable on me. So a watch and a piece of jewelry, something that would work for you for a couple of years at least, or maybe for your whole lifetime, would be amazing to invest into. And the last piece we'll talk about is something worth investing in, is an outerwear. So maybe a trench coat or a leather jacket or a coat, but something that also works for the climate that you live in. So if you're living in Bali and outerwear is not something that is of concern to you, but if you're living in Paris, you'd rather and actually better go to the trench coat and leather jacket department, because there's not so much of a time within the year where you can wear something like a very warm coat necessarily, because there's more time within a year. So springtime, autumn, even part of winter, when in Paris, if you're living there, you can wear a trench coat and a leather jacket. So you'd better invest into those things, because you'll get a better cost per wear for those things, basically. And those are all the items I think are worth investing in. Just let me know in the comments below which one of them work for you and ones that don't. Thumbs up this video if you like this topic, and also just let me know in the comments below if you would love to see maybe a styling video from me, or maybe a back collection video from me, or anything and everything you can think of, like a topic that is about fashion that you'd like to hear from me about. And that's it for this video, and see you in the next one. Bye.